The first rays of sunlight kissed the San Diego skyline. A new day was dawning. The city, draped in hues of pink and gold, was waking up. The previous night's celebrations still echoed in the air, but for Jennifer and Jett Johnson, the dawn marked a different kind of awakening. It was the start of a new chapter in their mission to safeguard their beloved city.
Ready for round 2, Jen?
Jett asked, his voice betraying a hint of concern.
We have to be. This is our home. We won't let Virelli win.
Jennifer drew a deep breath, the salty air filling her lungs.
We need to mobilize the team. Every second counts. Narrator. Jennifer's resolve hardened. They had anticipated this. Virelli wouldn't give up easily.
Jett nodded, his expression grim.
We'll meet at the command center. Time to rally the troops.
The USS Midway Museum, once a beacon of past victories, was about to become the staging ground for a new kind of battle. Jennifer and Jett, along with their team of tech wizards, security experts, and community leaders, would stand as the first line of defense against a digital enemy. The fate of San Diego rested on their shoulders. They were the guardians of the city, ready to fight for its survival. The USS Midway Museum, a steel titan against the azure canvas of the San Diego sky, was a hive of activity. The flight deck, once home to roaring jets and bustling sailors, now hosted a different kind of operation. Jennifer and Jett's team, a diverse group united by their commitment to their city, assembled near the island, the ship's command center. Tom, their head of security, a man who radiated quiet strength, greeted them with a curt nod.
We've set up a temporary command center inside. We need to be able to monitor the situation closely.
Jennifer, her mind already racing through possible scenarios, followed Tom, her steps echoing on the metal deck. The air buzzed with tension, the weight of responsibility heavy on their shoulders. The fate of San Diego, a city pulsating with life, rested in their hands. Inside the makeshift command center, screens flickered with data streams. Tom's team, their faces illuminated by the cool glow of the monitors, worked with focused intensity. Every keystroke, every line of code was a step towards understanding and countering Virelli's plan.
We've managed to trace some of Virelli's communications, a young woman with fiery red hair announced, her fingers dancing across the keyboard. He's using a sophisticated network of proxies, but we're starting to see a pattern.
Jennifer leaned closer, her gaze scanning the lines of code scrolling on the screen.
Can we pinpoint his target?
Not yet, the young woman replied, her brow furrowed in concentration. But we're getting closer. He's leaving a digital trail and we're going to follow it.
Jett, his phone pressed to his ear, paced restlessly near the window. He was coordinating with their contacts in the city's infrastructure. The knowledge that Virelli could strike at any moment was a heavy burden.
We need to be ready for anything, Jett said, his voice firm. Power grids, traffic lights, communication networks. He could target anything.
Jennifer, looking out at the city, felt a surge of determination. San Diego, bathed in the warm glow of the morning sun, was oblivious to the threat. Jennifer addressed the team, her voice echoing in the confined space.
Virelli is playing a dangerous game, but we won't let him win. San Diego is our home. We will defend it together.
Her words resonated with the team. They were a diverse group, tech geniuses, community leaders, law enforcement officers, but they were united by their shared purpose. The fate of their city rested on their shoulders, and they wouldn't falter.
Rachel Kim, a woman who radiated quiet authority, stepped forward. As the head of the city council, she had rallied the community before. "We need to inform the public," she stated, her voice calm but firm. "They need to be aware of the threat and prepared for any disruptions."
Jett nodded in agreement.
We'll use every channel available. Social media, local news, everything. We need to reach every corner of this city.
Section 2, The Tech Wizards. David Morales, a tech prodigy with a mind that could unravel the most complex algorithms, took center stage. His fingers flew across the keyboard, lines of code appearing on the screen like digital incantations. He was their shield against Virelli's digital attacks.
We've reinforced our firewalls and implemented intrusion detection systems. We're monitoring all critical systems, ready to counter any attack.
Can we trace Virelli's location? Jennifer asked, her gaze fixed on the stream of data flowing across the screen.
We're working on it. He's using sophisticated cloaking techniques, but we'll find him.
Section 3. Community Shield. Rachel Kim, her phone pressed to her ear, coordinated with community leaders across the city. They were the eyes and ears on the ground, ready to report any suspicious activity and assist in any way they could.
We're mobilizing neighborhood watch groups. We're also setting up communication hubs in community centers in case of internet outages.
Sheriff Carter, his face etched with concern, added,
We've increased police presence around critical infrastructure and public spaces. We're ready for any eventuality.
Jennifer, looking at the faces around her, felt a surge of hope. San Diego, despite the looming threat, was not a city cowering in fear. It was a city standing strong, a community united in the face of adversity. Section 4. A Prayer for San Diego. As the morning wore on, the tension in the command center was palpable. The team worked tirelessly, their every action fueled by a shared sense of purpose and a deep love for their city. Jennifer, feeling the weight of responsibility heavy on her shoulders, stepped away from the bustle of activity. She needed a moment of quiet reflection, a moment to gather her thoughts and find strength in her faith. She closed her eyes, her hand resting on the cool steel of the USS Midway's hull.
Please, God, protect our city, guide our hands, and give us the strength to overcome this challenge.
As she opened her eyes, she saw Jett standing beside her, his gaze steady, his faith unwavering. They were in this together, bound by family, duty, and an unshakable belief in the power of hope. The air crackled with anticipation. The team, fueled by coffee and purpose, worked tirelessly. The USS Midway, now a digital fortress, stood guard over the city. Jennifer, feeling the weight of responsibility, stepped away. She needed a moment of respite from the digital battlefield. She walked towards the edge of the flight deck, the cool breeze whipping at her hair. Below, the city sprawled, bathed in the warm glow of the rising sun.
We can do this, Jen. We have a great team, and we're fighting for something bigger than ourselves.
Jett, sensing his sister's need for a moment of solace, joined her at the railing. He placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, his touch a silent reminder of their bond, their shared history, their unwavering support for each other. Jennifer, I know. It just feels like we're up against an invisible enemy, a shadow in the code.
He may be a ghost, but we have something he doesn't. Faith. Faith in each other, faith in our team, and faith that we're doing the right thing.
Jennifer looked at her brother, her eyes meeting his, their shared belief a beacon of hope in the face of uncertainty. Jett was right. Their faith, their unwavering belief in a higher purpose, had always been their guiding light, their source of strength in times of adversity. She took a deep breath, the salty air filling her lungs, steeling her resolve. Jennifer, you're right. We have faith, and we have each other. Let's show Virelli what we're made of. The clock ticked down to noon. Tension crackled in the air, thick and heavy. The team, huddled around their monitors, braced themselves. The silence was deafening, broken only by the rhythmic hum of the servers and the frantic clatter of keyboards. Jennifer, her heart pounding in her chest, kept her gaze fixed on the main screen. A network map of San Diego, a web of interconnected lines and nodes, pulsed with digital life. Each flicker, each spike in activity, could be the harbinger of Virelli's attack.
He's out there waiting for the right moment to strike.
A wave of unease washed over Jennifer. They had prepared for this, fortified their defenses, and rallied their resources. But nothing could completely erase the fear of the unknown, the chilling realization that they were facing an enemy who could strike from the shadows, a phantom in the machine. Suddenly, the silence shattered. A high-pitched alarm pierced the air, the red dot on the network map exploding into a spiderweb of malicious code. Virelli had launched his attack.
He's hit our communication networks.
David shouted, his voice strained as he battled to contain the digital invasion.
He's trying to blind us, cut us off from each other.
Lines of code, a torrent of malicious instructions, scrolled down the screens at an alarming rate. Jennifer watched in dismay as one by one, communication channels went dark, their defenses breached, their systems compromised.
He's good, very good.
Jennifer, her heart pounding in her chest, fought back a wave of panic. They had anticipated this, prepared for the possibility of losing communication. Now it was time to put their contingency plans into action. "Activate the backup communication protocols," Jennifer barked, her voice echoing in the tense silence. "We need to establish a secure channel now!" The team, their training kicking in, responded with practiced efficiency. Within moments, a secure communication line, a lifeline in the digital storm, crackled to life. Jennifer Johnson. "David, can we isolate the attack, contain the damage?"
I'm working on it. He's trying to overload our systems, but we're holding on.
Jennifer, watching the digital battle unfold, felt a surge of pride. Her team, facing an invisible enemy, was fighting back with courage and ingenuity. They were the digital guardians of their city, standing firm against the onslaught. The battle raged on, a relentless exchange of digital blows. Minutes stretched into an eternity, each second an agonizing reminder of the stakes involved. The fate of San Diego, its people, its future, hung in the balance.
Jennifer, her gaze darting from screen to screen, her mind racing through possible scenarios, refused to yield to despair. She had faith in her team, in their skills, and in their unwavering determination to protect their city.
We're holding our own, David reported, his voice hoarse but steady, but he's relentless. He keeps throwing everything he's got at us.
"He's testing our defenses," Jett said, his voice calm amidst the chaos, his gaze fixed on the screen displaying the city's critical infrastructure, probing for weaknesses.
Jennifer nodded, her jaw set, her eyes hard. "He won't find any. We won't let him." The tension in the command center was palpable, as thick as the humid San Diego air. The team, their faces illuminated by the frantic glow of the monitors, fought back against Virelli's relentless digital assault. Every line of code, every firewall erected, was a testament to their unwavering determination to protect their city. Jennifer, her heart pounding in her chest, watched as David, his brow furrowed in concentration, unleashed a counteroffensive. Lines of code, glowing green on the dark screen, represented their digital antibodies, seeking out and neutralizing Virelli's malicious intrusions.
I've got a lock on his command server. I'm going to try to shut him down.
Jennifer held her breath, her gaze fixed on the screen. The fate of San Diego, its people, its future, rested on the success of this one daring maneuver. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the tide began to turn. The frantic alarms, the flashing red lights, the relentless barrage of warnings began to subside. The network map of San Diego, once a chaotic web of malicious intrusions, stabilized, the lines of green code pushing back the darkness. David, his face bathed in the cool glow of the monitor, let out a sigh of relief, his shoulders slumping with exhaustion. A wave of relief, of jubilation, washed over the command center. Jennifer, her knees suddenly weak, sank into a chair, her body trembling with the aftershocks of the digital battle. They had done it. Against all odds, they had defeated an invisible enemy, a phantom in the machine. S5, he's offline. I managed to cut off his access, sever his control. Silence descended upon the command center, a stark contrast to the frantic energy that had filled it just moments before. The team, drained yet exhilarated, allowed themselves a collective sigh of relief. Jennifer, her heart still pounding from the adrenaline rush, looked around at the faces of her comrades. They were exhausted, their eyes bloodshot from staring at screens for countless hours. But amidst the fatigue, Jennifer saw something else: pride, relief, and an unshakable sense of accomplishment. They had faced a formidable enemy, a digital phantom who threatened to disrupt their lives, their city, their very way of life, and they had won. The victory resonated far beyond the confines of the USS Midway's command center. It was a victory for San Diego, a testament to the city's resilient spirit, its unwavering belief in the power of community, its refusal to surrender to fear. As the first rays of the new dawn painted the San Diego sky in hues of pink and gold, Jennifer stepped out onto the deck of the USS Midway. The city, still waking from its slumber, seemed to shimmer with a newfound vibrancy, its energy mirroring her own. The air, fresh and invigorating, carried the promise of a new beginning. The attack had tested them, but it had also revealed their strength and resilience. They had faced a challenge and emerged stronger, more united,